Southeast Asia's best player of 2019, chasing down this one, decides to give up the chase to Asnawi. One goal against Singapore, Asnawi Baha. Heading up to one that he scored against Philippines this year too. Easy clearance, that one by Tandong, to no one in particular. Well, in many ways, they are favourites to win the gold medal, Vietnam. In many ways, they need a match like this against the Indonesians. 2 of the last 3 games, they have failed to get out of the group stages. So this might be the time for Vietnam to actually play it right. The under-23 team have been in such good form this year. They played 8 matches, they've won 7, and the other one was a draw against UAE in a friendly match. In 6 of those 8 matches, they kept clean sheets. Laos and UAE, the only 2 teams who have scored against Vietnam in under-23 competitions this year. But at the moment, they're having problems keeping the ball. It's a little signal right there from Jin Doru that the lights might be in his way. Great tackling coming on from Chan Tai, who's continued his run forward and took it in his stride pretty well. It's going to be a corner for Vietnam. Breakout season for Ho Tan Tai. Deo now has to watch. All 1.92 meters of him might be needed against the Vietnamese side, who might not be too big, but they certainly have the executioners on the ball, especially this man Quang Hai, who can drop it in a pail wherever you put it inside the penalty spot. Dodi's all muscles. Good luck if you're having a wrestling match with him inside there. Probably going to finish second. All about the movement now for Vietnam. Once too deep, that's easy for Nadeo. A chance for the breakouts. Indonesian players just almost in a starburst, going left and right, trying to get at the end of this one. The furthest forward was Hae, who's done well enough. The ball is slightly misjudged by Sadeo Ramdhani. Vietnamese almost wrong channels. Yet again, it's Chong Huang. Hasn't really fitted into the team in terms of the chemistry yet. Hong Dong takes it away. Side by side with Hong Dong on midfield today. And speaking of Hong Dong, there he is on the ball. Then punts in. All the way back to Tan Chong. Very scoring defender. He has got 4 this year for his club side Hanoi. In fact, the second highest goal scoring defender in the V-League this year. So far, very comfortable for Indonesia, and you'd have to say that the supporters would be pretty pleased about it. I think they probably expected tougher competition from the Vietnamese. Let's not forget they got Hadok Chin on the bench, who scored 4 against Brunei. If he comes on, he's lightning quick, and he links up play so very quickly. They've decided to go for the bigger forward today in Tien Lin. Hasn't worked out thus far. Tan Tien couldn't work it out the wrong way. Dong losing the ball. Strangely enough, they haven't really used this left-hand side yet in Vietnam. Here is Hong Dong, all the way back to Van Hao, who's almost playing as a left centre-back for this match. So, because he usually plays down that left-hand side, they are pretty potent and lethal, with Quang Hai just in front of him. But they're actually using the right a lot more than the left, at least in the early stages of this game. Indonesia still pretty adept, pretty solid at the back. And still haven't conceded a goal at these SeaGames. Chong Huang, Tianlin had to screen it and hold it up at Tan Tai. Chong Huang, Tan Tai, crossing room. A little too deep. Here is Quang Hai. It's usually so very good at doing that, linking up play, one touch and away he bursts forward just to get into that open space and give you the option of a return pass. Hong Dong, Bin Tan Sin, back to Do Hong Dong, gets the ball back from Quang Hai. Happy to rebuild and go all the way back to Duan Van Hao. Nguyen Hoàng Do, Quang Hai, still Quang Hai. Oh, it might have been a free kick. I think the referee might pull it back right now. Quang Hai wants a free kick. The referee says play on. And this Indonesian backline somehow is so hard to penetrate and get behind. And it might be a night where Vietnam are forced to be very patient. Tan Sin, Tan Tai. Back to Huynh Tan Sin. They spread it across. They are at their best when they're playing these short passes and waiting for a gap to exploit. That one played a little too soon, Tan Tai. The moment you lose patience against the Indonesians, you're eating right into their trap. ...366 minutes now without conceding for Indonesia in the SeaGames since 29th of August 2017, when Myanmar scored in the third and fourth placing game. 2 without conceding in this tournament. But, they haven't scored against Vietnam in 2 games since the 19th of November 2011, when they scored 2 in the semi-final win in Palembang. Nila Zulfiandi, happy not to take that shot on. Trying to open up and make it as wide as possible. Sadil Ramdhani, that's great skill from the Pahang player. Good enough recovery from Tan Tai with a little help from Tan Sin. Zulfiandi loses out in the air to Tianlin. Oh, look at that tigerish jump that came from the very, very small Quang Hai, who was never supposed to win that one in the air. Didn't have the license to do it. Well, what you got to do is to purchase your own, and he certainly did that with a lot of purchase in the jump. It sets up to be a fascinating football game. Now, this is compelling viewing. I know that chances have been at a premium. And it's usually very low scoring affairs between these two teams through the years. Every time the Vietnamese have lost to the Indonesians, they haven't scored. And the Indonesians haven't scored in 2+ games against Vietnam. The only time that it's really blown apart was in 2015 in Singapore, when Vietnam beat Indonesia in the third and fourth playoff by 5 goals to 0. I suspect it might not happen anymore. And it's a challenge which is just a little too robust by Dodi Jin. It's very much part of Alec Van Dodi Jin's game. Certainly a lot more brutes than the person he replaced. Firza Ndika. Quang Hai. We saw the AFC Under-23 Championships where he scored that quite fabulous goal in the final against Uzbekistan. What he can do with these free kicks, these dead ball situations. He can just drill it right there. There's Van Gaal who went up for it. There he is. He is some player, this guy, Duan Van Gaal. And that is some free kick that we saw so many times last year. Not just at the AFC Under-23s, but also at the AFF Suzuki Cup from Quang Hai. Second top scorer, of course, at the Under-23 champs. And you tend to forget he's only 22. Still a young lad. Rianto combining with Sofiani in the middle of the pitch for today's game. Osvaldo Hai had to drop very deep in order to get involved. That will be a foul on Mila. Here comes Zaro Mila, who has been in the balls in the opening minutes of this game against the much bigger Vietnamese. Scored 1 goal this year against Saudi Arabia in a friendly. Here comes Zaro Mila. They have to protect the ball a lot better than they did. There's a very ambitious effort from his own half. From Huang Dong.